Hello and welcome to our podcast, Cozy Conversations with the Sister Project. I'm Lauren. And I'm Michelle. And we're so excited you stopped by for a visit. Come on in. Yeah, make yourself at home. We're two Midwestern sisters who love a good old-fashioned conversation and enjoy sharing our life experiences with one another and you. Consider this your one-stop shop for cozy, mindful well-being, along with some entertainment and lots of wheezy laughing. Oh, you bet there'll be a lot of that going around. Our goal is to live our coziest life and inspire you to do the same because the truth is, we think it's good for your mind and your body. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, let's get cozy. Welcome to Cozy Conversations with the Sister Project. I am your host, Lauren, being joined by my cozy co-host and same sister.
Yeah.
From the same mister.
Yeah,
Michelle,
that's right.
welcome.
Yeah,
Hi,
right
how
here.
are you?
Oh, I'm fan-fucking-tastic.
Oh, remember when you get mad at me
when
I would swear?
I know, and now we're just
much.
done. We're letting it rip.
When we first started the podcast, Michelle would be like, you said the fuck word. Three times.
I know. I was like on naughty word watch, and now I'm like, let
her
rip.
Put a quarter in the jar. So you guys, today for our cozy conversation, we're tackling a couple subjects, a couple topics. We're talking about an amazing book Michelle read, which is Quit Like a Woman, in regards to not quit at life, just quit drinking.
No.
So Michelle's a little bit on a journey there. And then we are also touching on Taylor Swift. Michelle had me listen to her appearance on the New Heights podcast. And as you guys know, I'm not a hardcore Swiftie. I'm not a Swiftie at all. And I thoroughly enjoyed the conversation. And I wanted to thank Michelle for helping get me outside of my regular true crime or, a little self-help binging in my podcast listening.
I like to contribute. I like to contribute to the podcast production on occasion,
I was actually shocked. And I was a little busy this week. So I was like, I'll take, if you whatever you tell me to do, actually.
You'll do it. Thank God this was a good one.
I mean, it worked. It was great. But speaking of artists, as you guys know, we have partnered with the Lizzie Selly studio over in the West End of LaGrange. And speaking of artists, we're talking about Taylor Swift and, supporting, of course, she's a big name, but the cool thing about Lizzie and her studio is that she, her vision goes beyond just her own art. In fact, Lizzie's gallery features a ton of local, not only female artists, but styles, a range of styles as well. She's got Jess Roots, her delicate Ordinary Beauty watercolors, to another local artist, Heidi Becker's bold and customizable abstracts. And we met Jess Root last December. Mm-hmm. We did a conversation at First Congregation Church in Western Springs, which, by the way, listener, we're going live again there December 9th. But watching the evolution of Jess and her watercolor, I guess I had no idea she was throwing down with paint. And I am continually blown away every time she showcases a piece of hers at how talented she is.
Well, and again, like what she decided to do, I have been following her on Instagram, as I'm sure you are, and she was, painting a watercolor a day. And we were just talking about consistency. You'll hear on this podcast. We talked about it last week. It's just another shining example of what things look like when you commit to your craft or lean into something that you want to do and get better at. And now here she is, and you can go buy her watercolors at Lizzie Selly's amazing gallery in town.
I reached out to Jess and asked her if I can, commission and buy a martini watercolor. Wouldn't that be cool?
Super
I know.
Cute.
As you can tell, Lizzie's model is designed to give back more to the artists that she represents. And if you, listener, want to go and get enthralled in some local art, all you have to do is make an appointment with Lizzie. Her number is 952-270-1421. And you can go and make an appointment at her cozy, family-friendly LaGrange studio, or it's open during open house hours. Lizzie will also be an exhibiting artist at the West End Arts Festival in LaGrange, which runs from September 6th through the 7th. Oh, and Michelle, you mentioned this last week. She does free in-home visits.
Oh yeah, she's coming doing a visit here because I got a lot of blank space. Isn't there a
I
Taylor?
can't wait to see
somebody write a song called "Blank Space" because it's come around my house.
It won't be that deep of a song. It'll just be about blank walls in your home. How Lizzie Selly's going to come over and put some shit up on your walls. Listener, be sure to follow Lizzie at her handle on Instagram at LizzieSelly_studio. And you can also preview her art and the work of the artists that she works with at West End Gallery _LaGrange. And a thank you to Lizzie Selly for sponsoring our podcast and our newsletter. We are so thrilled to be working with you. As much as she loves supporting local artists, we love doing the same things, supporting and partnering up with other small women-owned businesses. With that being said, you guys, we are taking on sponsorships for our Zanies appearance and live podcast, which will be taking place on October 4th. The link for tickets is in our bio. Be sure to grab your ticket now. It will sell out. Also, if you want to work with us, contact us at Lauren@thesisterprojectblog.com if you're looking to sponsor so that your brand, your business, your organization, your event is hollering from the mountaintops. And last but certainly not least, friends, we are going dark for 2 weeks. We will resume our podcast on, I believe it's Thursday, September 4th. Let me just make sure. Yep. Thursday, September 4th, because Michelle, myself, and my husband, Anthony, are producing a more, shall we say, cozier in-home studio production.
Leveling up.
So, yeah, we're leveling up, and our hopes is that, you know, you press play on YouTube and watch us on your television, or when you're at your desk at work, you press play and we're kind of sitting there while you're trucking along on some sort of spreadsheet. So stay tuned. We are so freaking excited. Michelle and I will be actually conversing, cozying up together in one space. So
can't wait.
It'll just be a bigger, better look. Now, before we go, please do not forget to subscribe and follow. It's working. We are seeing the numbers go up. We are loving it. We are grateful. So whatever streaming platform you use, just press the plus sign. Some of it's just a plus sign. Some of it says subscribe, follow, do all of the above. And also please leave us a review. This will help also for this new production so that when people are coming and hearing about it, they're going to see your amazing review and we will give you a shout out on the podcast. Okay, friends, we hope you enjoy the last couple of weeks of August. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for tuning in and stay cozy. Well, I just want to say happy fall, y'all.
Oh my God. Pumpkin spice fucking burning in the background, bitch.
Fuck it all. It's fall. You know,
I'm done.
Fuck it all.
Fuck it all. It's
it
fall.
Is fall. Fuck it all. It's fall. Okay. Let's kick things off appropriately.
Yep.
Yesterday, I've been so good. I have this, you know, I've been trying to live
your rules,
moment, which
your
rules, my
seasonal rules,
my rules that are pretend.
Yep.
And yep. So the other day, like 2 weeks ago, maybe last week, Luna and I did a little run to Target.
You went to Pumpkin Patch?
Yeah. We went to the Pumpkin Patch. I found myself. Every season, you sniffed it. Every season I get one big ass full price Yankee candle in remembrance of Mom.
Yep.
And it's the apple cinnamon one, which by the way, so it's Yankee and they're like $20. Sometimes they go on sale for like $16.98, but it's not a bad price for a big ass fucking candle.
I was going to say it's a hell of a lot cheaper than our candle.
Our candles are legit. Ours are, ours are hand poured, locally crafted. Listen, we
cleanish.
No, this isn't like factory. Oh yeah, much cleaner. There's no artificial coloring. Anyways, so I've had this candle that I walk by for the past week and just lift the lid and huff it, which probably can't be good, but whatever. But I smell
better than other
it.
Things we could be huffing.
Exactly. I think of Mom. And so yesterday it was rainy, it was stormy. And I'm like, you know what? I'm fucking done with coconut, mango, bright.
Fucking done.
Fuck it all. It's fall.
You're out of here.
You're out of here. And so I lit it and I was like, it felt so good to just have my true self lit up. So with that, cheers. Happy fall,
Cheers.
y'all.
Well, I have to say, wow, and an
And the kids
orange
are
drink.
back to school.
Oh, it's
You know,
time.
it's like,
It's time.
it's rude. It's rude sending kids back to school with a month left of summer. So, but whatever, I'm leaning into it.
I mean, when you texted me yesterday and said, fuck it, I'm burning a harvest candle or a candle, I went downstairs and busted
What'd you
out
get
a harvest. I busted out a harvest and it's burning it. I lit it this morning. The virgin wick is crackling as we speak.
Like hocus pocus.
And I mean, between the rainy, stormy skies, I mean, I pretend when I walk outside, the humidity doesn't take my breath away, but I'm here right with you, leaning into it's fall, y'all.
You know, it's
here comes Chicago. The hate mail.
Yeah, right. But it's Chicago. When it starts to get that rainy August is when that internal like adrenaline rush of just fall. I mean, Luna's only watching like Halloween stuff right now. I am very much so doing to her what mom did to us and what I did to myself. Like Halloween starts now.
And it was you know what? And that's one of those things, that's not a childhood trauma. That's a childhood joy. We choose to take it, embrace it, and pass on the tradition.
Yeah, that's not generational trauma. That's generational celebration.
Totally. 100% agree. Hubie Halloween is already burned down once, but the kids, Will and Mia had a snuggle fest, and they were like, they watched that movie this past weekend.
It's hilarious.
It is. It is.
The mom in that one, her name's June something in real life. I forget the older woman.
Oh, I was going to say the older lady, not his love.
His mom.
Interest. Yeah, his mom.
No,
who wears what does her t-shirt say?
That say like boner time.
Boner. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. In any case. So about what I'm drinking.
Let's hear it.
I've been battling with this idea of like, what am I going to, I want to amp up my skincare. I'm ready to take the next steps of whether it's like facial cosmetic acupuncture or red light therapy. Like I'm ready to, cause all I do is like these beautiful, like those M61
serums.
pads that literally are like a facial, castor oil, sunscreen, and some really great under eye from ROC.
Yeah.
I found it about a year and a half ago. I will never buy probably another eye cream. It's a retinol eye cream. It is fantastic. And so I've been thinking about like, what can I do and I'm not ready for Botox yet. I'm just not. And I don't know if I ever will be. I've got a lot of thoughts about it.
Why do you say, I'm not saying, and I'm not shaming and saying, no, you shouldn't. I get it. I'm just saying.
Because it
kind of has this underlying undertone of like that you need Botox. And I just want to reiterate that's not a thing.
Yes. I say yet because I want to know what's between now and then, if I do ever decide to do that, to like kind of like freshen up my face. So that's all it is. Because one day I think I might want to try it, but I'm super picky. I'm not Matt Gaetz and his arch eyebrows and a couple that I think I've got like a little PTSD from seeing
he's trying out for a Halloween movie.
He doesn't even need to try out. He is there, honey. He is the villain. So I'm like, what else? And then I thought back to the Lauren that was like really into like juicing and smoothies. And I'm like, let's not forget the power of carrot juice. Carrots are so good for your skin, like from the inside. So I'm just whipping up my good old fashioned, what I used to do like every fucking day. What?
Beta carotene, baby. Beta carotene.
Yeah. So it's just carrots, a ton of carrots, a ton of celery. I threw a pear in there for a little fiber. And that's actually a little bit more for Luna because she has some of this too. She thinks this is orange juice. It's orange, so I'm not lying. This was also a vehicle for me to get some vegetables in her because she doesn't, yesterday we did this thing and pineapple and that's it. And it's just fucking delicious.
You know what else is really great for your skin?
Tell me.
Not drinking alcohol. And that's an immediate improvement I have noticed in my abstaining from in the recent days. I don't drink,
and that you're going to see the effects. We'll get there. We're going to talk all about that. But yesterday we did this thing with her that I've read about that you put like a buffet out and she picks what she wants for her own plate. Not a failure. Wasn't a fail.
That kind of reminds me of Abby Tome's like snack plate sort of idea.
Similar.
What'd you put on it?
I just put all the bowls of everything I was making last night. I did some oven roasted sweet potatoes, some broccoli, peas. She likes sprouts. So she'll take like a handful of sprouts and eat sprouts, which is great. Falafel balls for her. So, just a plethora.
Did you put any hummus on the plate?
No, she does like hummus, but I didn't put any out there. I should have actually. I just literally took shit out of my refrigerator and was like, here, like all the, produce, just pick it out. And she did. And it was a more successful than usual dinner. I had therapy yesterday too, which also helped just kind of press the reset button and get my mind straight again. I've gone to once a month sessions with my therapist at Crescent Moon Therapy. And I just got to say, a little tune up goes a long way.
Yes, I would agree.
Have you gone back to therapy?
I have not pulled the trigger on that, but that is on my list of things to do here. I did successfully change my appointment for my HRT consultation.
Wait, why do you make it sound like why are you making it sound like
what?
You successfully?
Well, because it had been on my list for 2 weeks and it was one of those things that I just was like, and yesterday I was like, and today's the day you're going to make that phone call. And I did.
Great.
So therapy's on that list.
Yeah. Our listener, Chrissy, gave us that. We'll just say the doctor's name, Dr. Schreiber at Dooley Health in Lisle on Warrenville Road for any locals looking to chat with a menopause expert. Great session I had with her, or doctor's appointment rather, and I'm looking forward to hear what you have to say about your visit with her.
Yeah, I'm super curious. I mean, I talked to another couple of ladies on Saturday night, and we were just kind of talking about the menopause experience, and it's just like I'm sort of doing a little like social listening, a little market research, and I have yet to meet a middle-aged woman going through this change on HRT that is saying anything but life-changing.
I mean, isn't that the truth? Anyone that has mentioned it to me is same thing.
Sleeping better, vaginal dryness gone, mood swings regulated, aches and pains be gone. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I read an article recently about how finally they're talking about that data that came out, like, I don't know, it feels like it was like 30 years ago, maybe in the 90s, early 2000s, about HRT and its relationship to like breast cancer and things like that. And it was such limited data, but it scared the shit out of everybody that I think for years women were like, nope, I'd rather deal with peri than deal with breast cancer. And so a lot of new data is coming out, that conversation's being had a lot more regularly about that old study. And so I think women are a lot more open to feeling better.
Yes, 100%. I mean, no one ain't.
So do you think you're going through perimenopause?
Well, I'm 47. Yes, 100%. Okay. I am 47 years old. My periods are like changing a little bit, but they're still coming every month. It's not like I'm not having a period periodically. I'm trying to do other things to help myself, like regulate good sleep, like getting sunlight in the morning, and obviously like eliminating or not drinking as much alcohol, or like, lifting weights, all of those things. And I feel like I'm having a mild experience at the moment, but I am totally noticing things, and I go through dips of like, I woke up at 3:30 in the morning for no reason, or what's that mystery pain in my elbow? You know what I'm saying? Could be the pickleball, could be peri. We don't know.
Pickleball or peri.
Yep. It's one P or the other.
Speaking of not drinking that much, we went to see Yacht Rock Review at Salt Shed on Friday. And first of all, I saw so many people. It was the whitest concert, first of all, I've ever been to in my entire life. I think I saw literally one black couple. There was nobody else. It was just those two. And then the rest were white people. It was so fun. It was like, let's see, a shout out to Jeannie from Pickleball.
Jean Rosenzweig.
Jean
Yeah.
from Pickleball.
Yep.
Yeah, shout out. Our friend Lindsay Montgomery. Saw an
Funny
Paul
story about
Grill.
that. Oh my
Yeah, tell
God.
me.
No,
Oh, I
Will said
mean, we
that.
went old school, ran into Bridget Fitzgerald. I mean, we had some SJC Wildcats, and then I had some new friends I've made through you. What's your funny story about Lindsay?
No, Will said that he saw. No, it wasn't about Lindsay. It was about
Oh,
Jean. Jean's son and Will are in the same grade,
yep.
and
I heard.
Luke texted William and was like, "Hey, I saw one of your aunts. I met one of your aunts at the Yacht Rock show." And Will's like, "Which one? I have like a million."
Yeah,
and he was
it's
like,
true.
The one that likes Yacht Rock. Will's like, that doesn't really narrow it down, buddy.
Because I think we actually all do, because Yacht Rock is so nostalgic. And when I tell you the reason why I said the no drinking thing, because barely drank, had a little psilocybin in the system. And in fact, when I brought in like some chocolate psilocybin squares, and I didn't think anything of it. It was in my purse, and I want them to dig through purses and bags. Like, you get as far deep into the crevices, make sure no one's bringing in any weapons. So I hand over my purse through security, and the gentleman picks up my little bag of chocolates, takes them out of the bag and holds them up. And he's like, "Ma'am." And I'm like, "Oh no, that was going to be my little party favor."
Snack.
No, he goes, "Ma'am, do you have diabetes?" And I was like,
yes,
I do. I have a terrible case of it.
Yep, my blood sugar's dropping as I
speak. And I go, "Thank you so much for asking. Those are part of, I need those for tonight." And he's like, "You got it." Shoves them back. God. But made me think, what's he asking people where he's buying like dime bags and cocaine? "Ma'am, are you feeling sleepy?"
You trying to stay awake tonight? Okay.
"Ma'am, do you have a toddler?" "I do." So, I mean, that's my point though. I barely drank. I think I had a martini at dinner before because it was Friday night. I may have had a beer. I did. I had one beer. And then I was just riding high on the waves of Yacht Rock and psilocybin. And let me tell you something, listener. If you like Michael McDonald, Steely Dan, Toto, Stevie Nicks, dude, Christopher Cross, and the next time you see a Yacht Rock Review concert, we saw Hillary, a concert, tickets available, you buy them and you go. It was hands down one of the funnest concerts I have ever been to in my entire life, because I felt like it was I felt like it was like the late 70s, early 80s. And these guys, they dress up, right? So they play the part. Let me tell you something. As much as they are like, they're like their version of like a Yacht Rock cover band, these guys can fucking throw down and sing.
Mm-hmm. Like, how many people were in a band?
The saxophone. Gosh, I feel like there were like 6, 7, all guys and one woman. The woman sang a lot of the Stevie Nicks songs. But yeah, the Navy Six. But what a blast. Go. Tickets, we got our tickets right when they came out at $40. By the time people were looking for them, they were up $150 or sold out. So take my word of advice.
Yeah. Well, you were yacht rocking. I just am hanging out on the pit. I mean, I also was rocking out with my band. But that's by night. By day, I was pickling, and I found myself over at the Spring Rock Courts. I got to say, shout out to the Western Springs Park District for building an absolutely incredible pickle facility.
Are they new?
Yeah, they're brand new. There are 8 courts. We love that they're separated. So if your ball goes rogue, unless you pop it out of your court, you don't need a ball. Everybody knows when you play pickleball with an open court situation, you're like, ball. And that just means that everybody's a lazy asshole. No one's going to go get it. You're going to just wait for someone to kindly grab your ball. But I found myself.
So wait, why do you yell it then? Is it so that no one steps on and twists an ankle?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I found myself on the court with, to me, he's kind of like the king of the courts. This guy, Dave, who I noticed first, last year when I started playing, and I was like, damn, that guy's the shit, and, a little bit over a year later, here I am on the court with him. And I have to say, it's hard to lose when a guy like Dave is your partner, but we kept winning.
You played with him?
Yes, he was my partner. And we kept winning. And he was like, well, you can't leave. Like we have to keep playing. So I think we played 4 matches, won them all. And
Wow.
it just was a
Wow.
reminder. First of all, when you play with better, you get better. So like, it's like important when you're like stepping out of your comfort zone in anything you do, challenge yourself, level up, and then also just proof, like show up every day or consistently, and you will grow and improve at whatever you're doing. It was so fun. And then I go back and I play with just like folks that are my, my level, and I just shit the bed and suck ass and just throw my paddle and
You
want to
don't
leave.
suck
So
ass at all. You're good.
yeah, but sometimes I really do suck. And, that's my, I got to work on
We
my
all have.
consistency. But thanks, Lauren. I appreciate that.
Last week we talked a lot about consistency,
Mm-hmm.
and I have stepped into or outside of my comfort zone. I taught my first Pilates class now at this point, like 2 weeks ago. And from that first class to yesterday's class was like night and day. The first
Really?
class,
Why?
yeah, because it's your first class teaching something, and you're like, it's scary. I was nervous. I mean, if I think back in that class, I mean, it wasn't terrible. In my head, I'm like that. Oh God, I could do way better, but it doesn't matter because that's the first one. You rip off the Band-Aid.
Totally.
And then from there, you figure out where you need to sharpen up on. And I've been having so much fun teaching the class, practicing Pilates on the regular. I left class yesterday. I texted you and I was walking to Trader Joe's and my glutes were shaking. Like they were vibrating.
What were you doing?
Because,
what was it?
It's a hybrid of yoga and Pilates. And so we do have a standing series within the class, and it's like lunges where and you've got the magic circle, which is the round Pilates circle.
Yeah.
So you're lunging, and as you're lunging down, you're squeezing the band. And then we put in like Pilates deadlifts and one-legged lifts where you're just squeezing the glutes. You're not looking for a lower back bend. You're just squeezing the muscles of your buns.
Yeah.
And then the core work. And then there's the core series, like the powerhouse series where you're just on your back doing like 5 different variations of abdominal work. And it's really specified and it's slow. And as I'm also watching my students that have been coming regularly, I'm seeing their practice of this format become better. Improve. You can tell that they're getting stronger. Like even when you're sitting up, you're like, okay, let's go slowly onto the back so that we can prepare for Shavasana at the very end. That's where like the yoga comes back in. You watch them slow, instead of like their core not being able to lower them back one vertebra at a time onto their back, and they just kind of flop back there. We all slowly like recline
because everybody's engaged.
Because everyone's feeling so strong in their core. We've all been like focusing on this huge aspect of our body. It is fucking awesome. But again, consistency. It's like, it's just another thing of trying something new, being consistent, and it pays off. I've got to tell you guys, I just finished the last very like 8 minutes of that daily magic of daily consistency on Spotify. You got to listen to it if you're looking to do something new. Yeah. Or kind of fine tune a few things in your life. Which speaking of
Lauren, wait, I have one question. Yeah. Are you going to be teaching that Pilates class on the weekends by any chance?
I don't know yet.
At the moment, all on the weekends?
I do. I teach on Saturdays at 9 a.m. I teach it's called Glow. It's a power vinyasa class. It's in the works. I might be picking up one more class. I will keep you guys posted on that in the event. Yeah, you would love it. It's fun.
Yeah, I want to do it.
But speaking of like consistency and just watching people do incredible things, Michelle, you encouraged me to do something for this podcast that I probably typically wouldn't have done, but I'm so glad you did. You listen. I saw some tidbits or some clips of Taylor Swift and her boyfriend Travis Kelce on his podcast, New Heights, with his brother Jason. And I saw the one thing she was talking about, and we're going to get there, about her time being a luxury. And the name of the podcast was Taylor Swift on Reclaiming Her Masters, Wrapping the Eras Tour and the Life of a Showgirl. And thank you for encouraging me to listen to it.
I'm so glad you enjoyed it.
I did enjoy it. Now, listen, I enjoyed it from the perspective of I'm not huge. I don't dislike. I'm not a huge fan of. I don't even like saying it like that. I enjoyed listening.
You're not a
to
Swiftie.
Their band.
You're not a Swiftie.
I'm not a Swiftie.
Yeah,
but
same. I'm not either.
I thoroughly enjoyed listening to her chat about her life. I found it to be kind of interesting. I can imagine that hardcore Swiftie fans were like losing their shit.
Dying.
I mean, they probably had to pause and like call friends,
fan themselves,
and because she really let people in on her life and her relationship. And I will tell you though, the brothers are kind of funny.
They're
Jason's
hilarious.
a hoot.
He's nuts.
Yeah, so they're 35. I don't know how old Taylor is because he mentioned his age. Do we know how old she is? Let's find out.
No clue.
Was she born in 89? Am I making that up? I feel like that's maybe, didn't she name a song 89?
No clue.
Let's see how old she is.
My guess is she's somewhere in her 30s, mid 30s.
She's 35. So she was born in 89. Yep.
Okay.
So, oh my God, if you Google her and when you press on her name, like confetti pops up on your Google search.
That's so funny.
Don't know why, but that's so fun. So a couple of the takeaways. Michelle, did you have, what were the biggest takeaways and why did you want me to listen so much to this episode?
Because aside from her like mega stardom and her following and the fact that she's just maybe one of the most creative people of our like generation, I find her to be, her wisdom is striking to me. And I was caught, I was kind of, I wasn't surprised. I've always listen, if somebody is that prolific and can write those lyrics and create in the speed at which she does and in the different variety of genres that she's created, I'm like, my interest is piqued. But actually my friend Jackie Klitschman is the one that reached out to me and she's like, you need to watch this, and highlighted this part about her her idea that her time and her energy is a luxury that people can't afford. So that's why I went and watched it. And I just there was a million things in there that I loved about what she said, aside from being like, she showed a human side. And that was a conversation we were having with somebody on the back end of Instagram. You know, you forget big stars like this are real live humans. They have real lives, and this whole like glitz and glamour that you see on stage that's their showbiz. You know, when they take it back home, they're living normal lives like everybody else. And it's fun to see inside people's lives like that. I've been kind of taken by her and Travis's love, which also, you know, it makes me happy. I don't know much about her history with other boyfriends and stuff like that, but it made me happy to see like a real life version of them on TV. It was a breath of fresh air, to be honest. It felt like a stripped down version, but also I love that she, who doesn't go on podcasts, that was her first podcast ever. It was the invitation to come on her boyfriend's mega sports podcast to launch, to announce to everybody what she was doing like that. I thought that was cool. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I enjoyed the banter between all three of them and the conversation, like the love you can see between her and Travis. It's really lovely. And that how they met. It's fun to get a little, you know, inside peek on these relationships, but to go along with what you said in regards to what she was saying about how your energy is a luxury item and not everyone can afford it. She also said something that I took note of, that what you spend your energy on, that's your day.
Totally.
And it goes in line with a lot of what we talk about. Like, you can either sit and fester and ruminate on shit that's a waste of fucking time, or you can have that moment, move it aside, and then recover from it, and then keep moving on and shift your energy to whatever is more beneficial, productive, creative, etc.
Yeah, like the fact that she's turned off her comments on social media,
I don't blame her,
a decade ago, and has never looked back. Like, this is a person who appears to me to be very dialed in, focused on what's most important in her life, creating family, another, you know, and those are the things. Those were the stripped down nuggets, the little pieces of wisdom that she shared that were great reminders that we all can follow her lead and join in on. I mean, your your energy is a luxury is very much in line with our idea and suggestion to care less about shit that doesn't matter.
She doesn't waste her time on shit that doesn't serve her. I really loved listening, actually, her talk about her mom and her brother who went and fought on her behalf to buy her masters, all of her songs and all of her music. Also, I found it exceptionally interesting how the music industry works. I had no idea that you don't fucking own your own music.
So is that how it works? In order for you to become like a top tier musician, you are owned by the label, and all of the shit that you create that comes out of your brain isn't yours?
Yes, basically.
What a bunch of bullshit.
Which she put in perspective. She goes, to put it into perspective, when the person that owns my music dies, they leave it in their will to like their grandkid or whatever. And I'm like, oh my God. So she bought all it back. She re-recorded those albums. I thought that was really cool. She got choked up talking about her mom and brother, going on her behalf to get the music for her, which I really, that was some cool insight too, to learn a little bit. She shared a lot about her family. Again, her fans were probably losing their shit.
How about this? Like, I was surprised when she said she had been saving her money for years to buy back her masters. And I was having this conversation, I think my bandmates, and someone said like, oh, that they thought that was kind of funny that she was saving her money. And we were,
why? What's like, funny?
Well, just because they just kind of assumed like she had enough money. And we learned
I wonder how much it cost.
Billions is what it cost.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she had to save up that money to buy that music back. Yeah. Super cool. I like that she makes sourdough. I love that she's a little crafty. She's
kind of an old lady. She really is a granny.
I will say I also love that the crying baby in the background. I think that Jason and his wife had a baby recently, and that was the most relatable part of that entire podcast for me, was a screaming child in the back, which I want to check out her podcast. I think Jason's wife has a podcast as well. Have you ever listened to hers?
I've not listened to it fully. I think I've heard snippets of it and have thought that you would appreciate where she's coming from, because she does talk a lot about how like she's kind of like a no bullshit. Everybody this isn't easy, and
cool.
just
I will definitely have to
more
check
of a realness
out.
To her.
Cool.
Yeah. I love Jason is insane. Like
oh my God, he's a wild man
himself.
He's insane, isn't he? Yeah, that's great. And that's
a nutbag.
And earlier this season, you and I talked about Meghan Markle's first podcast appearance on the Jamie Kern-Lima show. And what a vast difference between the two appearances. And it just, from Taylor, you really do get a much more down-to-earth, real, authentic personality or a moment in time she's willing to share with us. Where unfortunately, we talked about on the podcast, I feel like Meghan kind of missed that opportunity to get on a level to just talk and be herself with the listeners of that podcast. Because I watched both and listened to both in their entirety. And it was cool to see someone who, what she does on stage. Like, for instance, the only thing I can relate this to is we saw Beyonce over the summer and saw what kind of show she puts on. I don't typically go to huge concerts like that. It was unbelievable, but the price tags are insane. I mean, she even said, I think she said something like, did she say something like, thank you to everyone who came to the Eras tour. I was able to buy back some of my music because of you guys, I mean, but the production for what these women and all these artists do, I can understand why it's so expensive, but it is a heartbreak that to go and see some of this incredible music put on by these phenomenal artists, you have to like take a loan out.
Yeah.
Some of these tickets cost like $1,200. So
kind of dumb.
I guess that would be like my only beef, is that I wish the experience to see artists was to do anything these days.
You have to take a small loan out to go see the Savannah Bananas, is the word on the street.
What is the Savannah? I just learned that the Savannah
Bananas sound like they're my kind of baseball.
Were they expensive to see? I thought you can get like a $40 how much were they?
Oh, no, you're paying $1,000 for a few people to go see the Savannah Bananas. Oh, yeah. Oh
Oh, it's
yeah.
the simple joys in life have even got more simpler because going to see a ball game these days
I mean,
costs
it
an arm
wasn't
and a leg.
exactly a ball game. It was a bit of a
What is it?
performance.
Oh,
It's
okay.
it's like
It's like
a
an
it's
entertainment.
it's a full blown entertaining. I mean, they're dancing. I mean, it looked kind of hilarious. I thought it was funny that the Chicago White Sox haven't filled their stadium since like I don't know what year, but the Savannah Bananas came into town. There wasn't an empty seat.
There wasn't an empty seat. I love
Yup.
it. So I
Classic.
will say though, to close this up, I love showgirls. I've always, if, and it's a huge if, I ever go back to Vegas and if there is like a showgirl, like show I can see, I'm talking feathers on the head, a kick line, maybe some nipple tassels, lots of sequins, glitter. I would go see them. I'm all like, I still have to go see The Last Showgirl with Pam Anderson. I need to see that film. Back when I wanted to be a rockette. I wanted to be a showgirl. So I am intrigued to see I'm excited to see what kind of outfits will come out. I know people were like, oh God, all the fucking ninnies, how risque her outfit. I'm like, she's a fucking 35-year-old woman. She's not 12 anymore. Give this
I'm
person a
sorry.
break.
I am just the naysayers, and that
Oh,
is why
anything to
people
hate on
turn their
somebody.
anything. Just people
Oh
will
my God.
nitpick and say whatever they want. You know what I say to them? You're just jealous.
What Michelle just
Good
did is
God.
something our grandma's friend in the nursing home would do to us. Stick out her tongue and like make a silly face.
Oh my God,
Either
I love it,
way,
gal.
thoroughly enjoyed that. Thank you. You got me to step outside of my listening comfort zone.
Yeah.
And I'm going to
Yeah.
just throw out a podcast that I haven't listened yet, but it came highly recommended this week to listen to The Moth. And I think it's a lot of storytelling. It's like 30 to 50-minute storytelling. And it's supposed to be incredible. So I'm going to come back from our podcast break with some intel on this podcast that is supposed to be amazing. I fucking hate moths, but and why it's
Killed one
called The
last
Moth
night.
pisses me off.
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
I don't love moths.
Anyway, so thank you
Barf.
for helping me step outside my comfort
Anytime.
zone.
Anytime.
Enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Now, will I go and will I become a Swiftie tomorrow night? No. It's like when I saw Beyonce, fucking insane. Am I a hardcore Beyonce fan? No. I just really enjoy watching these people do pretty cool things.
You know, I
They're
just
inspiring.
don't think that I'm personally not the kind of a person that is going to like obsess, worship.
I'm not either.
Like,
I just have never gotten
I'm
like
not
that.
going to Disney
No,
and spend, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I'm not like a Disney every year person. Like, let me think. Okay, the only things I obsess upon are hating Donald Trump, Halloween, witchcraft, and the Christmas season.
And for me,
and travel.
And for me, it's more of like the hyper focus that comes along with my ADHD. And it's like, you know, last year I hyper focused on sourdough and then I dropped that like a bad habit
I've
when
been
I could
wondering
find.
what happened.
Well, I just moved. I obsess over something new, you know, and then it like moved into pickleball, you know. I mean, I
don't see pickleball going away for you.
I mean, I love it so much that when I was playing recently, my Achilles was kind of like saying, take a breather. And I said, I'm listening to my body because I want to come back tomorrow. And I took a breather. Yeah. But yeah, my obsessions I don't worship
I don't worship
celebs.
Anybody. I just now that I think about it, I don't worship anybody.
Never have. I never
except
have.
for fucking me.
Yeah.
I worship myself.
Yeah. I think I put myself up there.
That's where we want to be worshiping.
Yeah, totally.
Cool.
Agreed.
If you guys want to come worship me, come along for we'll name my cult. All right, moving on to reading, watching, and listening to. Michelle, yours is a little longer, so I'm going to dive in quickly about what I read recently. It was a headline regarding the wildlife firefighters. And this is a bleak situation. And basically, it was a very, very long article about the health consequences of these individuals who are fighting fires for the safety of humankind and nature and animals. And these, they really mentioned all men. And even in the photos, you really didn't see a lot of women are falling exceptionally sick with chronic
lung
illness.
infection. Really?
What? Oh,
from all the shit that's burning that they're breathing
Forget
in.
about infection. We're past infection. We're talking about terminal cancers, brain cancer, lung cancer, Hodgkin's lymphoma, COPD.
Oh, for
When
God's
the
sakes.
fires, our air quality was shit for the past, since June, it's been bad,
pretty bad,
up and down because these wildfires. And, I started to see people wearing masks. So just in case, I'm like, what the fuck? If you never know, I bought a box of N95s because I just want them on hand and now I'm like, thank God I spent that $20 reading about what's in this air that these people are getting sick from that is actually migrates, not as bad because they're in the thick of it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first of all, the problem is that they're not wearing masks at all. They're worried about heat exhaustion or overheating rather. The systems in place do not advise them to wear masks. They also don't tell them about the health risks. These are 33-year-old men. These are former athletes that didn't make it to pro. So they're like, how else can I use my strength and my courage?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I'm going to go fight fires. It is cool.
Badass.
It's cool until they can't push a shopping cart anymore because they have their body they're sick. So it's just something to just know about what is happening in our world and our climate. And it's so real. And I guess I get hooked on these kind of stories because it's not like a once in a while thing. It's going to become a more regular thing. Fires are starting earlier. And honestly, I look at this and I'm like, I think 50, 60, 100 years from now, our poor country, our poor world, rather, planet is going to be I would say in a pretty dire place.
Yeah.
Based on the shit that I read about this. And, just for anyone who's, got family out there or looking to get into this kind of line of work, the risks are huge. They're huge. They're life-threatening risks.
I'm just noticing the changes in the weather in all aspects between the fire and I mean, we don't even get now opposite of fire is rain. We don't even get a drizzle anymore.
Michelle's been pouring.
That's the opposite of a drizzle. It's a plummeting. It is been plummeting. It's a flash flood extravaganza. There is no passerby of a little summer storm. It's completely extreme. It's gone from zero to 100. Sure. There's no middle ground anymore with anything.
I guess my point is in sharing this is to know that these things are because what's happening is that the smoke is filled with what they thought was not a problem for a long time. They're like, it's smoke. You'll recover. You might get a little sick. It's so much worse than that. It's legit carcinogenic particles. Poison oak, burning poison oak is wreaking havoc on people's health and system. Yes. Shit. Yep. And it's something that I feel like that, it's a lot easier to just pretend like everything is sparkly and rainbowy, but this is real shit that's happening. And I think it goes along in line with the book you're going to share. And Michelle, I think it just goes in line with what you're, just knowledge is power. And now you have read a book called Quit Like a Woman and about all of the things that we don't talk about when we're raising kids and they're seeing us drink and then we're just drinking.
Totally.
Tell us, what were your takeaways from this profound book?
Oh my God, so many. I mean, so many takeaways that has really made me think and reevaluate my own relationship with alcohol. So per your instruction, I dialed in and kind of highlighted some of the biggest takeaways from this book. And let's start with the first one, that this lie that we've been fed that alcohol is harmless. And that's actually 100% false because it's a toxic substance. But how we've been, what's been told to us our entire lives culture. Is it's normal. This is a social indulgence. But the fact of the matter is it's a highly addictive, carcinogenic, and it has been normalized for us to think that wine night is okay. Cocktail culture is it's a way to let your hair down. And after you read a book like this, it's it's not any different than smoking a cig.
Yeah. I think that listen, it's like moderation, right? I went to I had my internist last week and we talked about cannabis. We talked about alcohol. And she was super intense about both topics. She was like, if you want to live a healthy life, these are two things you want to drastically not be super reduced. I told her I drink like a martini on Fridays and really a beer here or there. Nothing, I'm not boozing all week long like I used to be. And she was like, okay, this is cool. And then we talked about cannabis. And that's another thing that I've got to reckon with. I've got to really be mindful in how I treat that.
Same.
Okay. And then the next takeaway, Michelle.
Yeah, that the alcohol industry targets women. The author, Holly Whitaker, calls out how alcohol is marketed as empowerment and self-care. This whole, you deserve that glass of wine after a long day. But really, this messaging is exploiting women's stress. And this industry profits off of women numbing themselves under this guise of freedom. So
yeah, instead of giving us more resources.
Yeah, no.
To be more feeling supported, having the maternal leave that we need.
Yeah,
the
just
flex
drink
hours. No, just drink.
Just drink.
Yeah.
Just drink.
Just drink.
Just drink.
Cool. Okay.
Number 3, sobriety does not equal deprivation. So like, instead of framing this whole like not drinking thing as a way of missing out. And I've heard this a million times. I've talked about this I've talked and had this conversation with people in town. I mean, like, let's be real. The Midwestern folk, we like to throw down, drinking culture is kind of a big deal here. And, she positions this idea of not drinking is not FOMO, but as liberation. And honestly, I've kind of that has been feeding my desire to take this journey which I've gone months without drinking when I went on a bit of a health journey. And I'm here to tell you, I've never felt better in my entire life. But but thinking about the health version as opposed to thinking about this idea of freedom from like the hangover, the anxiety. Did I say something stupid? Was I acting like an asshole? Again, not really my situation. I didn't have like a bad relationship with alcohol, but I drank alcohol enough to feel like absolute shit. And I would wake up being like, why am I doing this? This sucks.
Talk about JOMO, the joy of missing out on a hangover.
Yeah, F that. Now I want to skip and just go to the last one because I think that this is going to be your favorite takeaway. And it's the reason this book is called Quit Like a Woman. It's this idea that quitting drinking is actually a feminist act. And I am here for it. I am here for rejecting this script, this ideal that tells us gals that we need to drink to cope, to connect, to belong. I don't know. Like I said before, choosing not to drink is not just about your health, but again, Holly Whitaker kind of blew my fucking mind with this. Choosing not to drink is about breaking free from this patriarchal conditioning, and this trap that alcohol, just have it. It's fine. It's good for you. It'll help you take a load off. So I just performed with my band on Saturday night and I went stone sober. I didn't partake in anything. I drank club soda the entire night and have been kind of dabbling in this non-drinking thing for a moment. And I want to say that if anybody is curious, wants to learn, kind of hear a different perspective or a different version maybe of why you shouldn't, or maybe you might want to consider not drinking, read this book.
Thank you for this recap of this book. I think anything that we do to better ourselves and our circumstances is a feminist act because women have to fight really hard and advocate for ourselves and maybe do things that aren't the cultural norm to advance, to get healthier, to be better. So there's a lot of what we do, all of us listeners involved in what we do in general, that is, kind of like we're fighting for what we need in life. And something else that I was thinking about, and something I think about when it comes to drinking is thinking about people who are older than me right now. The generation that we were growing up with above us, that we saw drinking all the time. smoking all the time. Look at your loved ones or people that you just know in general who are older, like mom and dad's age. How are they doing? If they drank a lot or if they smoked a lot, look at how their quality of life is going right now. And I think that, right now, as I mentioned, I went to my internist last week and we were talking about like this age that we're all in for some of us, because some of our listeners are a little younger, some are in our 40s and some we've got older. Thank you all for tuning in. But it's in your 40s. I mean, yes, they talk about doing all these things well ahead of time. But right now is a pivotal moment in your 40s to realize you are making it or breaking it for your future. Totally. And what you are doing right now, the lifestyle habits that you have, the wellness habits that you implement into your daily lives will either benefit you or will hold you back when you are 20, 30 years from now. And I always think about that because I know some people I know a lot of people that don't drink a lot who are older that I'm like, wow, they're out playing tennis, they're thriving. And I know a lot of people that, yes, she is always in my mind. Sexy Jam, when I think of vitality and good health in your older years, she comes to mind as well. And then I have other people as examples that are the opposite, who I've known who had, drink a lot or smoked a lot. And I'm like, wow, different way of life for them right now.
Right. Totally.
And I want to be more like Sexy Jan, man.
100%. Like Jan is my model. She's my spirit animal. She's my example of what, entering into your, later years of life, you don't have to have a marginal decade. You don't have to have that decade of life like our mom had, Lauren, where she was, being cared for, sitting on a recliner, looking out a window, watching life pass her by. Like if that's not enough of a kick in the pants to explore a different approach to like longevity, then I don't know what is really.
Amazing. Thank you for that recap. So it's Quit Like a Woman, and the name of the author again?
Holly Whitaker.
Amazing.
You would love her.
So moving on. I will. Moving on to watching. I just needed a good old fashioned laugh one night. We put on Pineapple Express.
So
it is one of the best stoner movies ever made. If you want to cry, laugh at the stupidity of James Franco and is it Seth Rogen? Just press play. You're welcome. See you later. Michelle, you're watching Untamed. How is it?
Yeah, it's good. You know what? It's not like my favorite show ever, but everybody I know that's watched it is like, I binged it and binged it in one night. But basically the story, I mean, the opening scene is kind of captivating. The story kicks off as a woman's body is discovered at the base of El Capitan, which this is being filmed in Yosemite. So I got to say, like the cinematography, like the visuals where they are is absolutely stunning. But Eric Bana is playing, he's a special agent that's investigating this murder, suspecting foul play. You know what? It's not my fave. It's not the worst. That's my take. That's my hot take.
I guess I won't be tuning in. All right.
Nope, you won't.
All right, Michelle, what was your simple joy of this past week?
Oh, this is a new one. William is drinking coffee. So we've been going on coffee dates.
I can't wait to gift him coffee for like his birthday.
Well, he loves cold brews. Cold brews are a little smoother. There's just a hint of sweet. He doesn't put any sweetener. He's not sugar, no cream. He just likes a straight iced cold brew.
I'm proud of him. That's great.
He pays attention to those things. He's not really into he pays attention to what kind of sugar he's putting into his body.
Well, I'm obsessed that he's drinking like a straight up black cold brew and not like a whipped cream frappuccino. Well, that's what I was drinking at his age.
Well, listen, he was getting the pink drink for like the last 7 years from Starbucks, but he's like, I need to,
which is basically just like sugar juice.
Totally.
I asked the people at Starbucks, I'm like, what is it? They're like, it's juice.
Yeah, no, he gets a coffee. So we went up to Bellbird and he thought very long and hard about what he was going to drink. And he absolutely loved the cold brew. And I have to say as a parent, especially at this junior year situation, and I do struggle with not making every conversation a lesson. I have to like really work on that. And so these moments with him, have been an opportunity to just hang and connect. And then I save the lessons and the lectures and all those other things for a different time. So yeah, it's been pretty sweet.
Well, that's adorable. And what you're saying is hilarious because it moves right into my simple pleasure. Luna couldn't sleep over the weekend during her nap because of the air and water show. The planes zoom by me. It sounds like war torn. And so while I'm sitting there, I went in her room for quiet time. So I just held her and she says, so loud. And so I was saying to her, I was saying that you are safe. Instead of saying, okay, I was like, okay, wait, let me use different words. So I was like, we are safe. And she's like, we are safe. I'm like, yeah. Aww. And then silently a couple tears roll down because I'm thinking about how these people in Ukraine, Gaza, all these different places where these mom and dads are just praying to fucking God that a missile doesn't blow up their freaking home. And so I'm wrestling with like that emotional inner turmoil and teaching my daughter a lesson that we are safe. And then we got to talking a little bit more. Well, I just kept kind of talking and she was quiet. And at one point, Michelle, she goes, should we be quiet now?
She was politely saying, shut the fuck up, Mom.
And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, Luna, let's be quiet. And then we just sat there and snuggled. And it was, those come a little bit less now, the snuggles from the nap times, because I would hold her when she napped. Now she sleeps in the crib. I get some shit done. So I really, really enjoyed just those, like that little hour of her little 3-year-old body laying long on top of mine and being told to shut the fuck up.
Last night, Mia woke up she had a bad dream and she went to bed at 8:30. So she had already had 4 or 5 hours of sleep under her belt, but she tends to get a little sleep anxiety if she can't fall asleep. So anyway, Ryan heard her like whimpering in her room and he was like, Mia, it's okay. You've gotten 4 or 5 hours. You've gotten some sleep, but you've got more time to sleep. He's like, do you want to go lay with Mom? So Ryan vacated and Mia came in the room and we did something that really helped her. And I just want to share because I feel like this is something that might help parents, might help you listener or your child. So I knew that she was in her head and she was like struggling to fall asleep. And so we did a body scan and I channeled my inner sister Josephine from St. John of the Cross. And we did a visual meditation with a little glowing red ball. And this motherfucking ball went down and touched every single part of her body. And I talked about everything. And I said, imagine the ball is your breath and it glows brighter when you breathe in and it glows lighter. And I would tell her, it's okay to have the thoughts. Just let them in and let them go. And now that ball is moving down to your belly. It took fucking 25 minutes, but I could tell.
Body scans do.
They do. But I was really trying to like show her a tool that she could use herself when she finds herself in a situation I knew it. She rolled over on her side and I could sense her breathing slow. And I was like, and boom. And I just wanted to share that for moms when later years, when you're not rocking your baby or snuggling, you might have those moments.
Oh, I'm going to teach that in yoga. So thank you, Sister Josephine.
Fab. Yes. You're welcome. She had the best accent.
I'm going to do a big purple ball.
Do it.
Or whatever. Usually when I teach these kind of things in class, like when there's colors involved, I tell my student actually to just pick out their own color. Yeah. Like what color resonates with you. Wow, great tips. Oh my God. And you're tips, like, right? I'm always hot tips coming in. Hot tips. All right, listener, thank you so much for joining us. As we mentioned in the introduction, we're going dark for a couple of weeks to work on our production. So when you see us the next time, it's going to look really sexy.
Cannot wait. Literally counting the minutes and stay cozy with.
Thank you for joining us for today's cozy conversation. For more of The Sister Project, check us out on Instagram at The Sister Proj and our website, www.thesisterprojectblog.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and maybe even drop us a review. Until next time, stay cozy.